Welcome, everybody, to the My Wife is Gonna Kill Me podcast. We are here to take a look at some of the best toys we've ever seen and you're ever going to see, should you choose to participate.
Should you choose to let your eyes view them.
We're going to review the Illythia wave of figures from Four Horsemen Studios. I don't know if we're reviewing every single one of them. We don't have every single one of them here.
We could probably make that happen.
We're missing, I don't know. We're missing the horse for sure. Phobos or Phoebus or
Yeah, I think that might be it.
Phoebe?
Yeah. So, anyways, no, we're pretty excited. We've got these figures in our hands.
What? You good?
Travis just went, oh, and I don't know what.
There's another one we're missing. We'll have to open a couple.
So yeah, it's gonna be fun. I think we're gonna take a look. We got pictures. We're all here. I'm Steve, Jeremy, Travis, Pete's here. Although he's like Steve Trevor, he took over Matt's body without his consent. So Matt Rodriguez is here. Hey, Cody's making this happen. So
This was one of those that Cody was like, "Oh, okay,
Oh, you
yeah,
guys
I
want-
get it. It's
don't you guys shut up.
I like you guys, I guess. I'll put up with that.
So highly anticipated wave of figures here. Been a long wait. These things, I don't know if they were they debuted during COVID or before. I can't remember.
That's.
I think during.
It's been a long time, and as COVID is the reason for that, of course. But
A lot of new crazy things going on here. So I don't know. What do you think, guys? I don't know where to start.
Illythia was the 11-figure wave first shown at the 3rd annual G-Con event. This wave pits Illythia and her minions against the members of Zylona's flock, including a moose, steed, and the line's first centaur.
So November 13th of 2020.
Did you say November 13th?
Yeah. G-Con event
At
was
2020, yeah.
Yep, 2020.
Yeah.
Is that wrong?
No, that's
No.
right.
Okay. Give me a look like I...
For some reason, when you said 13th, I thought you meant 2013.
Oh. No, that's not what I meant.
So
Time's confusing.
this was the online G-Con that we did.
I understand.
We were all in the studio for.
No way.
Yeah, has to be.
Dude, it was 2020. We weren't there. We were there last year.
No. We were in our studio.
Oh,
This is the online one.
that we watched online. Oh, yeah.
We were in our
I'm
studio.
sorry. My bad. Yep.
Not their studio. That'd have been cooler. We're at their studio, but that wasn't an option that year. I don't think they were in their studio, if I remember right.
Probably not.
So, or at least not all of them. I don't know. I think we need to just grab Krotos over there,
Start going through them.
or you could, or Cody, whatever's easier for you for your pictures. How you want to do that? You put a picture up. We grab the figure corresponding. It's up to you. All right, Jeremy.
You say you want to start with Krotos?
Yeah, might as well. Little goat guy here. So, I mean, what we're looking at here is pure gold.
I love that face.
The face is amazing.
They could do a good, like, Master Splinter homage to this with this. I mean, aside from the horns, but...
A good customizer
Yeah,
could get rid of those.
yeah, you know what I'm
horns.
talking about, guys?
So, I mean, basically, we're dealing with the classic dwarf scale, but we've got a lot of new and improved parts here. New chest armor. This is obviously the new torsos that have the swappable pieces. So this one, I mean, it's got kind of a, I don't know, samurai look.
Yeah, it's got kind of that vibe to it. That's what I would say. That's what I did say. Match you?
It's beautiful.
Hard to be like. It's hard to like come up with more adjectives. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're always like,
honestly,
these are
it's,
great.
it's
These
the-
are beautiful. These are wonderful.
Obviously, their attention to detail. But yeah, that face, it's yeah, I'm down.
I had a friend tell me that the face, something about it didn't click for him.
Really?
Yeah, but you know how it goes with these.
Sure.
It's a lot of times it's going to be based on a picture, and then when they get it in hand, they're like, oh.
I was about to say that this face, like, it looks like I want to make, like, but the way that I think, I'm like, I'm already thinking of a story for this guy because of how awesome this face looks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just
he
very...
looks wise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Definitely has character.
Wise. Cool. I love the walking stick. It's a new piece
Ugh.
we haven't had. It looks very, I don't know, tribal.
I envision his battle cry to be like,
And that would somehow be cool.
right. He'd just be like, all right, we are on to battle.
This walking stick, when you see a piece like that, Steve, let me ask you this. Do you feel like it's too specific for a character?
No.
I totally agree.
No.
I could see that with a goblin. I could see that with a green herb smoking orc.
Certain
you know.
types of magicians.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely magicians.
A
yep.
red orc or a red
anything with big beards.
red bearded orc.
Yep.
Also comes with a new the purse is new,
Yeah, I do love that bag.
and the purse is awesome.
Yep. Tons of detail on it.
What's it got dangling at the bottom? There's like a scroll.
Yeah, there's a scroll, like a parchment
Yeah.
kind of thing. This to me is a great example of taking old parts. So we got your old
Old pauldrons.
old pauldrons, but then you've got that leather tunic. You know what's funny is Kane helped me open this one, my 17-year-old, and he really liked them without the pauldrons.
And I do too.
Yeah.
It looks really good without the pauldrons.
You know, it works for sure. You know, that leather like looking tunic, like armor. I don't know if tunic is the right word, but armor.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, I just feel like it.
And that's the thing. That's what's so cool about these pauldron. The silhouette it gives with it completely changes the look of the figure.
Yeah. When you take those off, he really does not look. I mean, he could be going into battle easily, but it's so different because all of a sudden he kind of looks like he might be in battle, but he also could be.
He looks
Like-
more like a wanderer
Yeah.
or a wise man
Just
or
walking down the trail, you know.
And I haven't. This is Travis's. I haven't opened mine. I've played with Travis's. I've not been able to.
He has played with mine.
I don't exactly remember what his bio is, but really cool character. Definitely just he definitely transmits a bunch of different vibes.
I'll read his bio.
I think that's a good idea. I think people would love to hear that.
Krotos, member of Zylona's flock. He's a satyr. That's his race. Brimming with mysterious, archaic magic and an unmatched connection to the landscape of Zylonia. The Harvest Court of Amberian boasts some of the more eclectic warriors and uniquely skilled members of Zylona's flock. Krotos is no exception. By channeling the skill and knowledge of his ancestors, he is a powerful healer of great renown. So we have like a cleric figure here. Although often at odds with his natural tendency towards a surly demeanor and a short temper.
Ooh.
Okay.
It is Krotos' compassion and empathy as a healer which truly define him.
Nice.
That's pretty fun.
So satyr, isn't that what Phil is in Hercules? You know,
The animated movie.
Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
Thought he calls himself a satyr.
Half man, half
Maybe he
goat.
It's half man, half goat, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which obviously this would be that, just
Yeah.
it shown in different elements.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
the grumpy satyr. Satyr. Is that how you pronounce that?
I don't know.
Or satyr?
I pronounce it satyr, but if there's anything I've learned over
I've
my
heard it.
right.
time on this earth,
We're gonna go into.
like a lot of things, I might be doing it wrong.
I like it.
pronunciation.
Was this a figure, Steve, when you saw it originally revealed 2 years ago? Was it one that you were like in?
I mean, let's be honest.
You're right.
Satyr.
Look at Travie.
Duh.
Look at Travie go.
Duh.
Go, Travis,
Let's be
go.
honest. Every one of these figures I was in for.
Sorry.
At there's sometimes though you get one and you're like, I didn't think I was going to be drawn to it this much, and this is definitely one of them that falls into that category.
I have at least 2 of those in this wave.
Yes.
Yep, it's not him. I was pretty in on him from the beginning. I just love I love that goat head, the amount of detail, the addition of the new pieces and parts.
The little mustache.
I love new pieces and parts, but I'm gonna be honest. I don't need them. Like they could have just kept running out the same stuff, and I am such a cuck. I would have just been like, "Give me more, please. Give me more."
Yeah.
But the new armor and the new material, I love that stuff. Absolutely love it.
The new armor is awesome. It's so cool to have all this stuff in the library now for them to use along with all the new stuff that I know they are working on. So yeah.
Cool.
Oh man. Now let's move on.
Do you have any more of these that you're selling or no? Okay.
Why do you ask?
I would like to buy this figure, to be honest with you.
After tomorrow, you can, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Let's look at the what is he?
The Centaur?
Yes.
Oh,
The
going right
Centaur.
for it, huh?
I want to look at the Centaur, which I opened up this morning for this show. So I really haven't had a whole lot of time to play around with them. Couple cool things about this figure. Obviously, it's the first Centaur. Looking at a brand new head sculpt, brand new pauldrons. We're looking at basically an upper part of a brute scale figure here, which we don't have any brute scale figures in our library yet till Poxus.
Tell me that head sculpt does not look like Jeremy DeWitt.
I mean, the nose is a bit wide,
You do have a little nose.
but and not as upturned. It's more downturned. But yeah, they could have probably thrown this. This could have probably been my head.
Beautiful beard, beautiful
Yeah,
hair.
Yeah. He looks very calming.
I've
He kind of has like a Curtis Ackerman look to him too.
Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah, I agree with that. I've seen people early on when this figure started dropping and people started getting it. I've seen people ask about its posability. And because every time you see a picture of it, it is posed exactly how Jeremy is handling it.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you, I wish I could remember who posted it. Someone posted a picture of
Rearing
him
up.
reared up.
Yeah.
Yep,
broke it.
Reared up, you know.
I broke it.
You really break?
No, but it popped off.
Oh. I was gonna say
No, I'm just really scared.
it's fine.
Well, it's not like we ever heated it up, so
Right.
we didn't really follow directions on this, I imagine. So I've seen a picture where someone has it posed up. He's all geared up, and that looked absolutely amazing. Oh yeah, boy!
Look at that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yes. Thank you, Kane. That is super heavy. We're gonna open that bad boy up at some point too.
Please, I gotta make a. Put his leg down so he stands.
No, I was gonna try to stand him up with one
Now,
foot.
I did play with him briefly, and I will say that the shoulder pauldrons are really cool, but they come down really far. They do kind of hinder the arm movement ability of him, and his head is pretty much locked straight on
Because of the hair.
because
Well,
of
yeah.
the hair and the beard.
Hair and the
that
beard.
You can't really do much with it. So yeah, unfortunately the figure is going to be kind of in a little bit of a. I think I gave him a little bit of a waist twist.
Yep.
To try to give him some life, but posability, I think if you had a different head, which I'm sure will make other centaurs that might not have such a a hair and beard situation as this, but his presence on the shelf is undeniably cool. But that's I would agree that if you got him armored up and everything, posability is a little limited.
So I'm going to say something that might not be super popular.
You don't care.
I really could care less about the posability of this figure for a couple reasons. One, I know Steve will get mine in a good pose. Okay, I know that for a fact. Two, if you're going into battle wearing huge shoulder pauldron like this, pauldrons, you're limitability. You're going to be very limited in how you're going to move.
Yeah.
You know, so it's kind of one of those things, like as far as like versatility and, well, if this is the look you're going for, well, guess what?
Yeah.
Hey, bitch, seriously.
Yes, I get it.
You know, so there is definitely a little bit of that going on here. I think that it's one of those where I'm okay with that aspect of it because of how beautiful that figure is.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things.
No, I think it's pretty awesome.
And I've seen a lot of people popping this thing off, putting different bodies on there, doing some different things. I am super excited about the fact that not only are we getting mythical creatures, different creatures, but I am super excited about the fact that the scale aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like Steve said, I love that about this line. I like that when you put them on the shelf, things look different. I am not even close to as much into anal as Steve, but I don't. That is one thing that I will say I could be somewhat anal about. Is I always hated when I would get a Thor figure and it was the same height as Spider-Man.
Right.
I'm like that just doesn't work. That shouldn't happen.
Marshmallow Man's the same damn size as Slimer. What?
Yeah.
What?
I struggle with that. Now, I understand if you're talking about a line where things are crazy, but like something like that, I'm like, come on. Spider-Man cannot be the same size as Thor. That makes no sense. So, like, that's one thing I love about this line is that they go all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think his colors are really nice. He looks like he smells like nature-y.
Like the forest.
Yeah.
Irish Spring.
Yeah.
He smells like nature.
Yeah.
Uses Dr. Squatch soap. No, I'm going to be honest. I think I'm mostly more excited about the Xylonis flock characters in this wave than the Illythia figures.
So, that's funny. When I was talking earlier about how there were certain figures I was not. The figures I was not that excited about were Xylonis flock figures. I was the other way on this. But I think this is a good example. I'm evil, you're good, Jeremy? Which way you fall, buddy?
I don't know. That's hard for me to say, man. You know me, I lean towards evil.
Yeah. I was so excited about the vampire stuff in this wave. I was so excited about it. Now, as we will discuss, I do have a different opinion on a lot of these things than I did going into it originally. I want to read the bio on that big old beast real quick, if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, of course.
Probably should have hit that a little bit sooner. Apharius. He's a stable lord. Mighty and mysterious, the elusive centaurs of Amberion are just as notable as their sheer power as they are for their connection to the creatures of the realm. A boisterous and lively soul, Apharius, the stable lord of the Harvest Court, is responsible for training the horses and great steeds of Xylonia. It was Apharius, in fact, who trained the fabled steed Alder, Lord Bardrick sent as a gift to Artemis Silvercord as a symbol of his people's fealty.
Nice.
Yeah.
So he's
Probably a guess, too.
Now I got a picture of him going, "Shut up! Be quiet! I disagree!" So,
What do you think, Jeremy?
I think he's beautiful, man. I think that head is just gorgeous.
That head is gorgeous.
So he comes with the trident.
Yep.
And then this bow
Yep.
Okay.
Also a sword, I think, that I have in this. I think this comes with them as well.
Is it too late to put in a petition to make this the head for my character?
You know what? The great thing about Mythic Legions?
Customization.
Yeah, buddy. And it's going to work real good because when you put that head on your figure, it's going to look like it's got a huge melon.
Oh, yeah. That is a giant dome. So
Which will be perfect.
right, I pretty much have a pumpkin on my dome, on my neck, so.
You're in good company.
Yeah. Good stuff.
What's the price point on that guy?
When he first came out?
Yeah.
Pre-order or retail?
Well, both.
Both.
Gosh, I don't even know. Travis is a distributor here. He should know this stuff off the top of his head.
why I'm asking.
The thing about Travis is, as he's, he's all numbers. The guy's like an accountant. He just keeps it all stored up in his head.
Mm-hmm.
He's
I have absolutely no idea.
How much will you be selling him for?
he doesn't know.
I don't know that either at this point. I know that there is a price that the horsemen tell me.
Probably look at Big Bad Toy Store and see what he retails.
Yeah,
for.
that would be where I would start. I do have all this information.
Okay.
It can be accessed.
Okay. I'm just asking questions.
I do want you to know.
I do
though,
have it, but it doesn't mean I'm going to use
I am
it.
not going to get it right now.
Okay,
That's
no, that's
not
fine.
going to happen.
Fair enough.
Man, when I go to my internet stuff on my page, dang, I get distracted really easily. So I will look up Mythics on our very own Big Bad Toy Store. You know, you could have prepped me, Matt. We do have like
What's this guy's name?
we had a half an hour of prep for this show. You know, where you could have said, "Hey, I'm going to ask you this question and that question."
What's his name?
F is something.
Yeah, how do you spell it?
Who invited Matthew if he's going to start springing questions?
You're making us look stupid.
I mean,
Where you go, Matt?
Part of the reason why I thought we were friends, you weren't going to do this kind of stuff to me.
He
Sorry.
doesn't care. He's over there drawing.
He's
He's not even paying attention.
yeah.
Well, for starters, he's probably sold out on Big Bad Toy Store, which makes it even tougher. I hate to say this because he's a Centaur.
$84.99.
Yeah, $85.
Well,
Love it.
What do you think about that price point?
I think that for a figure like that, I like it. I think that he makes an impact enough on your setup and on your shelf and in your display. I think he's friggin' awesome.
Now, here's what I do want to say, too. That is a pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store. That is sold out. So, therefore...
So retail was...
They might have actually... They could have even raised the price on that, too.
True.
So, I will straight up say this right here on this podcast. On these mount figures, as a retailer, I do not take pre-orders for these things. So, when I get them in my hands, I charge... If the horse would say that you got to charge, let's say they're saying you got to charge $85 for this figure, I'm putting $100 on that.
Yeah.
And people can call me a scalper and say I'm a horrible monster. All they want, that's okay. I have like 4 of them to sell.
Right.
Like I don't have 40 of him
Yeah,
to
exactly.
sell. You know, I'm trying to make a little bit of money on this, and I don't mind sitting on it for a little bit to do that too. Yep.
Gorgeous.
Nice.
The hard part is how many of this do you need, Steve?
Me?
Yes.
I honestly only need one for my shelf.
Yep.
Unless I want to do customization stuff with it, and so I only really. I mean, I think I bought 2.
Doesn't this figure scream customization to you?
Oh, yeah. You could pop
It
that
does.
top,
I mean,
top
we
half
get-
off and put anybody in its place.
But I also suspect. Well, I also suspect there's going to be more Centaurs.
Oh, of course, but not
So-
like in the speed that which Mythic fans are gonna want.
That's true.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I totally agree with you. There will be another one of these next year, or
Probably.
maybe 2. Who knows? The reality of it is Mythic fans want 8
Yeah, right.
now,
Right.
Now.
right now. And guess what? They are going to find ways to be able to do that.
And that's why we have places like Wolf King Customs.
Yeah, that's why you're gonna have third-party places.
Legion Shop. And
Yep. You'll be able to go out and get pieces to plug into this. Yep.
What do you think of the Trident?
Trident is not new. That's been used before. Came with the Gladiator. The
Do you think it goes with them?
I do, because I believe that a figure this large would have like a ranged weapon like this, like a spear or something along the lines. This one is kind of interesting.
I believe that's the right sword that he came with.
It's the right sword, but if I remember
Is it
right,
the right sword for him is what you're saying.
it's not what was pictured with him.
Maybe because it looks like more of a vampire sword.
Yes. Yep. I would say
the
that's
color scheme of it.
Yeah, that has
Paint
more
it
of a
gold,
vamp-
and that's a different story. But
Right.
So it does not match what I would say with the rest of his weapons. Now, does that bother me at all? No.
No.
Not
Now you
even
got the
close.
bow and the
Yeah. not even
trident and
close. Yep.
I just feel like a Trident's more of a water.
But you do see gladiators using them, like in movies anyway.
This is gonna sound like kind of like totally nerdy, but from a standpoint of the size of this character, he has to have a spear or something along those lines. He needs to have something like that. So that's why I feel like this works. I understand what Cody's going. Cody looks at that and thinks like an Aquaman feel, like
Yep.
some
Yep.
yep. Whereas I side with Steve. It was common to see a trident like this with a Roman, like a character in the arena, because you're trying to create
Well,
space.
and even looking at him right there, like if you've got guys coming up all around you trying to stab your horse body, you're going to want to be able to defend that, and you
Yes.
can't, you can't from the sides. You obviously you can kick from the back end. He can kick away, but all of that side area needs a little bit of protection.
Okay, we're getting
so-
a little deep here. Okay.
Yeah, my bad. My bad.
No, I'm with you though. If
Yeah.
you're this guy, what kind of weapon do you want?
Like you said, long range, like a weapon to be able to. I'd want a gun. Actually, I mean, let's be honest. But if we're not in that world, I'm thinking a spear, a long spear is wonderful.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think, because even when you picture the dudes on the horses, like in the Robin Hood movie, that dude had a freaking big long hammer. Like you have this long hammer that can kind of protect you, while you're swinging far away.
he's gonna have to scratch his ass too. So
Oh, no doubt.
Gotta get some range.
yeah.
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 I think a cool axe would look really cool. With
You know
him.
what would look cool? It probably would have been like the elf axe, which we will get to in here at some point. The elf axe probably would look cool with him too.
Right.
Yep. It is this weird balance though, because he's like right.
That?
Yeah, there you go. Yep. No, but imagine in the like matching colors.
Yeah.
Which,
I could
like
see
I
that.
said, we will get to that too. But that definitely works. I feel like the thing with Mythics, the reality of it is, he actually is going to struggle to hold this.
Oh, really?
Yeah. His
The hand size. Okay.
hand
okay.
size. Now, don't get me wrong. You could put this in your
I'm
figure
just
set.
big.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
picturing him in that with that color scheme.
Yep. You could put that in his hands.
That four-sided axe.
Yeah. Which I love this thing.
Yeah, that's sweet.
But that would, now this I'm buying. That Man-at-Arms prop.
Oh yeah.
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 If someone's like, hey, we got one of these for you.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Because I'm like, that's how I'm murdering the person that breaks into my house.
Might as well.
I love
You gotta
the-
do it bloody.
I love those memes that show like someone breaks into your house and it's like then it goes sword owners and the guy's like finally this would stretch out his hands though. If you try to put this big beefy thing in there, it would
Yep.
stretch. He could hold this for sure, but it would stretch out his hands.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that figure. It's just an example of another step in that line where you get to go from scale to all over the place.
Sure.
Which I totally love. All right. By the way, I want you guys to be thinking as we go through these what your favorite figure is.
Well,
Okay.
Okay.
Cody just said that Centaur.
Yeah, that's straight up right there.
Cody, put that on the. Put that on the YouTube.
I mean, all right, customizers.
It's pretty good.
I mean, yeah, that's protection. You got
machine gun and
you got to protect your body.
It's perfect.
so Jeremy Gerard is in the chat,
I love Jeremy.
and he's messaging me.
Talk
He
about
wants
this.
us to open the box.
I watch that now.
I don't think Jeremy can wait, or he has better things to do, or something. But Jeremy is saying that we need to open the box.
All right,
well,
let's do that. We'll take a little break from the figures, just what Cody wants to hear, and we will bust open this box that literally my kid just ran down here and gave to us because I've been looking for it nonstop. Excited about this because our good friend Jeremy said I sent a box.
So,
What the? Who likes root beer barrels?
that's from Jeremy Gerard?
It says to Kane.
Okay, so let's put this into perspective. We're expecting a box from Jeremy Gerard. Travis tells his wife, we're going to go down and podcast. If it shows up, bring it to us.
We are the shittiest podcast in the history of
No,
podcasts.
I think this makes us the best podcast in history.
It's the wrong box.
So we didn't look. When she brings it down, we don't look at it to see if it's real. We just assume this is
The box.
the box.
Well, we just got a root beer barrel out of the deal.
Thank you, Jeremy, for
Yeah,
sending
thanks, Jeremy.
sending my
Jeremy.
kid a box of root beer barrels.
Wow.
Seriously, what kind of family does this?
There's like
Hey,
at
my
least-
son wants root beer barrels. Here's a 10-pound bag.
I'll tell you what kind of people.
I'm just sitting here quietly trying to figure. I'm like, okay, there's some sort of joke between Gerard and you guys.
No,
No.
absolutely not.
This is just pure stupidity.
It's just
I'm trying
pure
to
stupidity.
give the benefit of the doubt.
And a little bit of coincidence that a box shows up.
So the box hasn't came.
The box apparently is not here.
No.
I'll tell you.
I would have
who does
double
a
checked. I would have double checked.
I'll tell you who does a 10-pound bag of root beer barrels. Parents that when their son asks them for something, they want to satisfy him and make him go away for 6 months.
Yeah, that'll do it.
You won't ask for 2 years.
The next time he needs something, get him as much as we can so we ain't got to talk to him.
Oh, jeez.
So he is up there going to check. I guess we can move on quickly
All right.
without him. And I think we should take that big old giant vampire
Yeah,
Vampire ogre. Wow.
I'm really kicking my ass for not getting one of these guys.
So we were talking about figures that you you like, but you're not like all that excited about. This guy really hit me harder in person than he ever did in any picture. He is super cool, and he's right up there with one of my favorites in the line. Something about him, and his soft goods really make him pop.
Yeah, these got like wires in them, right?
Yeah, there's wires in those in the front three pieces, and it's really cool. I was already bending them and kind of posing them.
Oops. And the back actually does too.
Nice.
It's got 3 spots in the back one that do that. Nice furry loin cloth. He is just... He's kind of... I call him spectacular, probably.
Yeah.
I believe those are new ogre gauntlets that he's wearing that we haven't seen before. Just a sick figure.
Yeah, this guy's really sweet.
Can you show them the picture with the wings? There we go. Now that's
Yeah.
hellish right there.
Mm-hmm.
Has that vibe of like we were talking Midnight Mass kind of.
It reminded me of the guy from Midnight Mass.
Yeah.
And Travis was gone, and I was just explaining. This is one of those figures that definitely hit me harder in person.
I was sold on this figure the moment they showed him like 3 years ago.
He wasn't even on my radar, and now I'm like, I should have got one.
I mean,
This screams your family to me, Jeremy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Kind of stupid.
Thanks for reminding him.
I think I was saying on Legion's Cast, which I haven't got out yet, but I'll try to get that out soon. That the vampires are one of my least favorite factions, even though I love them all. But this guy right here, just tough as nails.
I love the color scheme too. Real simple, white and black. But damn it, if it don't work.
I've always loved the fact that their vampires have been this. Like I'm a Nosferatu vampire guy, and don't get me wrong, I love all vampires, but something about this, and this probably goes back to like
Something about the bald, ugly,
just gross
ones
Yeah.
with the big pointy ears.
It has more of a bat look.
I-
More of a vampire
Yeah,
gross
yeah.
bat look.
I love them to be terrifying. I love that. Like so, like I go to like it was like Blade 2, I think it was. Blade 2 had the I mean they had those creepy. I love scary looking vampires, and this dude. If you're making something in this realm, I think this is the way you do it.
Yeah.
I like my vampires to sparkle. So
Understandable, buddy.
So big win. This thing's tough as nails. Comes with this big 4-sided axe that we've seen before.
Yep.
But super duper cool.
No, I really like him.
Did you read the bio on him?
Nope.
Desabolus. Desabolus. Desalibus.
Decebulus?
Desabolus.
I don't know.
Desabolus. I like Desabolus. Desabolus. The cunning and strategic nature of Illythia's vampiric brood is well examined in their experimentation with the breeding and manipulation of bloodlines. It's right up your alley, Stephen. The results of such experiments bring to Mythos such abominations as the winged Vargs and the massive vampire brutes.
Whoa.
It's kind of snuck out on me there. But it works.
First, it was your cat.
Yep. Called the Vorg. Vagoyer. Whatever. The Vorg. Voger. The Voger. Holy shit, that makes sense. Like an ogre, but it's a vampire,
Right,
so it's a Voger.
Voger.
Vogyrr. Come on.
like Madonna.
Gosh.
The Voger are
Genius.
bred for blunt force and help guard the vampire leadership. The first of all Voger, named Desabolus, has been the personal bodyguard to Lucretia throughout her reign, and is now prepared for the ultimate honor of offering his services to the vampire god Illythia. Kane and I were opening these together, and as we were going through them, like, so Kane has the Baron in his hand, and then he has Illythia, and he's like, so who's really in charge? Like, who's in charge of the vampires? And I'm like, well, the best way to look at it, I would say, is you look at the Baron as the general. Like, he's the king. He actually is in charge, okay? This is his god. Like, this is... So, Illythia is really in charge, but you are the one going through and, doing your... I don't know, I guess probably trying to kill everyone
Sure.
for that god.
But doesn't he actually... I think if you read Lucretia's bio, they said that she's actually at the forefront.
Oh, over the Baron?
Yeah. I think.
I don't remember that.
It's been a while, but...
Is this the bane to the poison ivy then?
I don't know. I think we're going to have to... Well, this right here? Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm with you on that. Without a doubt. What do you think about the wings on him?
I love the wings on him.
Is that what you do?
I think I'm going
Yep.
to, yes. I mean, I bought extra sets of wings.
Well, it's interesting because most
For
of the time when you picture this type of stuff, like if you picture this army, like you got the big ogre that's kind of trucking through, and then the wings would be on a smaller, character. But I mean, that's freaking.
I just feel like for displaying him on a shelf, like this is what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. And you'll see as we go through Varg looks really cool with the wings too.
Very cool.
Very cool.
I mean, he's a little friggin' bat guy with muscles. I love him. So I guess that's our next figure we're going to talk about here.
You're just gonna stay. You're just staying, buddy.
Have you opened a Varg?
Yes.
Okay.
I've opened a Varg.
As you opened Varg, were you like, I need 3 more?
Yeah.
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 Who's Varg?
That's who's in your hands right now.
I want 5 of these.
Yeah.
Minimum.
Yep. This little dude,
He's cute.
he's a hunter. Comes with all kinds of stuff. Wildly ferocious and implicitly deadly, the Varg are bred by the vampires of Illythia's brood to serve as their personal bloodhounds. Bound by chains to their controllers, they are often brought on expeditions to sniff out and hunt prey for their masters. Massive wings and razor-sharp claws equip the Varg with an arsenal of weapons so deadly that they are some of the most feared creatures in the vampire realm.
I love the chain around his neck. I love the fact that he's got a handle that you can put in someone's hand. I think it looks really cool if you put it there in Decebalus' hand. But even if it was Lucretia,
Whoever.
somebody, I think it would be really cool if I could find. I haven't played with it enough to see if you can find a way to put multiple chains on one and have like 3 of them on a handle.
Yeah.
Which,
Oh, yeah. I've seen pictures.
yeah.
People have done it.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I'm sorry. Before I know, did you talk about this?
Yes.
The soft goods. Okay,
Mhm.
good.
The
Thank
soft
you.
goods, yes,
All
we
right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Very
Yep.
impressed.
Oh God, this little monster.
Those wings are gigantic.
Fucking bitch just hanging.
So that's what I would have to. He would have to be hanging. I'd have probably 2 or 3, like you said, probably minus the wings, being controlled like the dogs, and then at least one flying like this.
But for those of you at home, he's the one that came with those wings.
Yes.
This one does not come with wings.
No.
You could.
Can you buy wings separate? Or
Yes.
You
Yeah.
could. Yep.
Yep.
Now, this is the other thing, too. Like, so we're saying you could. You still can. There are plenty of retailers out there. You can
Yes.
come visit people like me at shows. These figures are going to be attainable, okay? You're never going to get them as cheap as you got them from the Horsemen, of course. And if you're watching this, you're well aware of this. Pre-order, okay?
And the wings are available on Big Bad Toy Store.
Which
so.
doesn't surprise me. And at $20,
$20.
I'll tell you, at $20, I know that seems like you start to be like, well, I'm going to just buy a set of wings for $20. Well worth it.
Oh shit, you can get Varg too.
Yep, I know there's only a few that the pre-orders have sold out on.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so quick question from the outsider looking in, because I've only dipped my toes in Mythic Legions just because I know what it would do to me.
No. Dipped your toes. You went all in on Poxus, if I remember right.
Did I?
He went all in. He
I
went all
remember
in
you going in all
on
in
Poxus for sure.
I have 2 waves Travis is supposed to get me, but I don't have. I mean, outside of just the Motu commemorative, what would they be called? The Motu homage figures. I don't have any because of this, but if I were to have these wings, are there other wings that are not bat-like already in the?
There are feathers.
Okay, so
Skeletal.
Okay, so the feather wings, if I paint them a certain way, are there plugs on the back of that Centaur for me to plug those into?
Nope.
No. Okay.
So right now, what I have seen, Jennifer Sykes is a great example.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, she just took one of these and put the leather wings wings on a horse that she painted like a black color.
Oh, cool.
Now, but you've got to create the holes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Someone said neck of gargoyle.
Oh, NECA gargoyle wings are pretty amazing.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Sure.
those are amazing as well, and those are, I mean, shoot,
Huge.
yeah, 12.
Do you think we'd get to a point with where they would try the soft goods on the wings. Like I don't know if they do that on the new NECA, but I know I have a vintage Goliath figure where the in between parts are like a fabric. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Like the webbing or whatever.
Yeah, the webbing part would be fabric, but no, this freaking guy, man.
No, he's awesome.
How much was this? How much is this guy?
He's
He-
55.
55.
Retail, yep.
He's beautiful.
So it's, he comes across as a small little guy, which of course he is, but
Yeah, and now these reused parts, is that dwarf parts at all?
there's a bunch of different parts in
Yes.
there. I
Okay.
believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's basically dwarf, but I think that those wrist pieces, which is the short part on a dwarf that makes the arm shorter, they use the regular one, so it gives him a little bit of a longer arm
Yeah.
than a dwarf.
He was a figure that I was all in on. So I immediately saw these two. These were the two that sold me on this wave.
Okay.
And exactly what Steve described, and having him with a couple little monster henchmen running around him, I was in. I was way in. That's funny. So I let Kane. I showed Kane all the boxes,
Mm-hmm.
and I said, "Dude, you can pick. Go open what you want to open." And Varg, I think, was the second one he opened. Illythia being the first.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Very cool. All right.
Next.
So, let's move on to this girl here.
That chick. Is it Artemis Silvercord
Yes.
2?
Artemis Silvercord 2. There was a version of this figure already. She has big, huge butterfly-ish wings. These are much more... She's got some wings on this one, too. They're much more stripped down. This is a superior version of the first, in my opinion.
And tell us the differences.
Well, I think because of the wings... Well, for one thing, we've got soft goods.
Yep.
So that's a big upgrade. For two, I just think her head is... I don't think it's the same head, is it?
It's not.
It's fantastic. A new piece on that shoulder piece, which I think is cool, is the first time that shoulder piece that's actually up on the screen right now, I believe, isn't it, Cody? That's not plugged into a back piece, to a shoulder port in the back. That's actually strapped on to her for a plastic leathery strap, which is kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah, which I think, well, they had to do that because they still needed a port to plug her wings in the back, or they have to, but this is how they must have dealt with that. But I think it's cool to have a piece like that in the library, and I think more could be cool too.
So I'm looking at Silvercord 1 from Jeremy's phone. So were there any specific reasons other than they just saying, you know what, we feel like we can do a better job at this one? Or
I think she's a pretty important character,
okay.
Artemis Silvercord, and I think that there's I think a reason to, like, hasn't that one been referred to as the coronation version?
Something like that.
So it must have something. I mean, look at her headdress; is much bigger.
Yeah.
This almost looks like a stripped down war
This is the one that's going to battle.
that's going to battle.
Okay.
So it's kind of like characters in two different modes
Sure.
or two different places in time, possibly. I don't really know the answer to that. But
I also question too if, as they've advanced the parts library and, they have a vision for what these characters they want them to look like, and I think, well, now we've gone. I mean, the soft goods alone.
Oh, I didn't notice. So she has her wings are a little folded down underneath there.
yeah, they're much smaller. Like
Yeah. Like they're at
I
rest.
picture
Like
her
they're
in my
at rest.
imagination, like if she wanted to fly, they would grow and
Yeah.
she's like magic type going on or something.
I feel like the guys have on record kind of said that the soft goods have drastically changed how they want these figures to look.
They have.
Yeah.
Cody, can you put the pictures up of me where she's posed? She's look for pictures that are like in my kitchen. Like here's to all the people that say that you can't that Mythic Legions aren't posable. I mean, that's a pretty kick-ass picture of her in my mind,
Yeah.
spinning around, about ready to put an arrow in her bow. And look at how the soft goods with the wires are able to kind of mimic that motion of what's going on.
Yeah.
And that's just me playing around at my kitchen table.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
So she's a lot of fun, and those soft goods really add to that look, that effect. That's why I've notoriously been teased about it way back to when I was collecting Hot Toys. I would really get excited over wires and capes and clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, it adds that movement.
yeah.
Well, I think too, isn't this the first example? I want to say this, and I shouldn't say it for sure, but isn't this this is where they started working with Siegism, right? And I feel like that's when this stuff kind of went to the next level.
This is when, yeah. I think it's been a long time they've been working with Siegism for a long time. I think it's taking a very long time for us to get the fruits of that partnership until basically this wave as far as Mythic Legions is concerned. Like other things like that Super 7 has done that the Horsemen have been involved in, and I don't know how that works. I believe a lot of their capes and stuff are Siegism as well.
The road to being crowned Queen of Xylona has been anything but straight for Princess Artemis Silvercord. The mounting pressure of royal responsibility and public scrutiny has chipped away at the warrior in training's young and impetuous spirit. Who uses impetuous ever in a sentence?
Smart people.
Yep.
The discovery of the Soul Spiller and Illythia's impending return have now thrust upon Artemis a renewed sense of dedication to her role as leader of Mythos, as well as a willingness to step up and take action. As a fairy elf, Artemis must now rely more than ever on the strengths and powers of both her elven and fairy ancestry to bring her courage in the darkest of hours. This is one of those figures that I was not super excited for. And
What do you think now?
now that I see her open in hand, I definitely have a different opinion. Her original figure, honestly, was not one of my favorites. I like the figure. But those butterfly wings, or those fairy wings, they just limited a lot of things you could do with her. It's such a great piece, and you can take them right off, and it's no problem. But if you want her to be displayed with those big things,
Flight stand.
Yeah,
That's where mine's
she
in a
has
flight
to be on a
stand.
flight stand.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it's really your only option. She's just so big and heavy. And don't get me wrong, you put her in the middle of a shelf with those big wings, it looks cool.
Yep.
It does. But I just feel like this figure to me fits more of, I guess probably what I would like to see, like the aesthetic. I like her dressed out like a badass warrior.
Mm-hmm.
She smells like patchouli, I bet.
Good possibility.
Yeah, she's kind of a hippie.
She's got a hippie vibe.
She doesn't shave.
Mm-hmm.
That shoulder pauldron is amazing.
Yeah.
And it still kind of amazes me how many new parts are actually in this wave.
Yeah, they kind of hide a little bit.
Yeah. And of course the paint, like anything they've ever done, like her leather looks like leather. Like
Some good shit.
yeah.
That's what we're trying to say, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to see that.
Next. Next.
Next would be, I guess we should talk about the moose.
The moose.
We've got a moose. And the moose is loose. I mean, it's a moose. Man. I don't know what to say.
It's a moose, man. This is where he is, bro.
Okay, so price point on the moose.
I don't know.
I want to say 75. Jeremy, gonna beat me to it? Yeah, you're probably gonna beat
We'll
me to
find out.
it. You'll beat me to it.
Thank you, Jeremy.
The moose is it's just cool. I don't know. It's got, I mean, the saddle, the paint, the look. It just totally fits with these.
$80.
$80.
Yep.
Just totally fits with this Xylona's flock, which is, your forest dwelling, elvish.
Did you need a moose, Steven?
No. But I'm glad I got a moose.
Now, there's no question, right? You did need a moose. You just didn't know it until the horseman showed it to you.
Yeah, I mean, it's the coolest thing. They could have given them a horse. to put in the Xylonos flock.
Well, it's that creative angle that, like, I'm sure they had a meeting about it. I'm sure they went over options, but creatively, like, come on, we know this flock would be riding a moose.
I bet there wasn't even a meeting. I bet Treadaway just walked into the room and goes, "Hey, look at this moose."
And they went,
Well,
"We approve."
If you watched Mythic Conversations the other night, Treadaway was on, and he did speak a little bit about it. And he said basically it was kind of his indulgent. He wanted to make it.
He wanted a moose.
And also he wanted to recapture that feeling of when you're a kid and you walk into a store and you don't know what's going to be hanging on the pegs and you see something for the first time.
And you're like, I have to have that.
You're like, what the
I
heck
didn't
is
expect
this?
that.
Yes, and that's kind of what he kind of said in a nutshell. You should go watch it. Good interview or good talk with him and Mr. Gerard. So
It's beautiful.
Now that you have it,
that'll freaking work. I mean, I know we've seen pictures of this. We've all seen pictures of a dwarf riding on the antler of a moose. But that's the first time I've done it.
You're amazing.
And it's just silly.
it definitely works.
His legs got tired, so he hops.
Yeah,
he
you can
hops.
put two
He
mooses
hops
on
up there.
You can put two dwarves or two characters in there, put her riding around, and she's just got a war moose, man.
War moose.
And as someone else said, it makes for a good Christmas decoration.
Oh, wonderful.
Good call.
And like I've said too, we're gonna see this moose. You're gonna see a lot of toy photography where this moose is gonna be showing up,
Mm-hmm.
without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just an amazing piece of art and a cool ass toy.
Just everything from just what he looks like, the antlers and shit, to the saddle and.
Well, like, yeah, thinking of
That's pretty.
Christmas, like, I'm picturing Jeremy's house with all the Christmas decorations and seeing this moose with the fake snow, scattered on the antlers.
Lights, man. You gotta
Lights
get lights
on it.
around it.
It's big enough to hold some lights.
Yeah.
Just such a cool piece. And people will do weird things with those antlers. And you guys watched the Lord of the Rings premiere, right? The first episode, whatever it is.
Rings of Power.
Rings of Power, yeah. And those guys with the big,
Oh,
moose
yeah.
horn.
Yeah.
I mean, people are gonna do fun stuff like that. Just cool.
Yeah.
You want to see what Matt made?
See what Matt made.
See what Matt made.
What did Matt make?
He got he's got his barrel.
He's got his
The root beer barrel. Hell yeah.
Shoot! Bring me the root
That's his war cry when he has too much root beer.
So you've got Valleger over there.
I do, yes. Yep. I just pulled him out of the package, so I'm gonna hand him to Lord Stephen and let him outfit some cloak and armor.
She fell and that fell off. I don't know how that works because I haven't played with her yet. I haven't opened.
I think it's just a dangler.
Oh,
She can, like,
pretty much
carry
a
it. It's
dangler.
weird. Not sure what they're for.
Let's see. Where is that big old beast? I'm gonna read Alder's bio real quick. Never mind, he doesn't have one.
Nope, he doesn't. I was just checking that out.
He's just a moose.
Just a moose.
He's more than that to me.
He means a lot more to me. You're not just a moose.
Thanks, Travis.
So Baron Valleger 2, who Steven is putting together right now. The Baron is a interesting figure because just like Artemis, he is a 2.0. Now, with that said, I do not feel like it's fair to really compare with the 1.0 to this bad boy. The 1.0 is really just your standard knight, cool paint job, cool helmet. I shouldn't say standard, but it's that knight armor from that 1.0 series, and they created a cool character with him, but now all I see that armor as is 2 guards to stand next to him.
Yeah, that's a lot different.
Yes. And I think that's just a great example of how far this line has come, which is kind of crazy to say when I was so in love with 1.0. And now you look at this stuff and you're like, what in the world?
Yeah.
Yeah. The amount
Pauldrons?
and level of detail that goes into these pauldrons and his chest armor and every aspect of it is just really amazing. His biography, though Illithia's return is the reason to rejoice for the entirety of her brood, for Baron Valleger, the sacrifice of her homecoming goes far deeper. Valleger has spent ages tirelessly scheming not only to bring back his faction's goddess, but of even more personal significance, to see his mother again. Relentlessly carving a bloody path through mythos, he has stopped at nothing to hasten her return. Now that he and his daughter Lucretia have been reunited with Illythia, Baron Valleger and his family will bring great suffering, the likes of which has been hitherto. Really, Stephen, like that's a real word.
I think so. I think it is a real word.
Hitherto is a real word.
I think so. Matt, you're a writer.
I'm not. Let me see. I need to
Hitherto, just like it sounds. Hitherto.
Hitherto.
Sounds like a real word.
That's it's. I've never used it.
Hitherto unknown in the realm of mythos. Baron Valleger and his family will bring great suffering to the like of which has been hitherto unknown in the realm of mythos. If the biography makes me confused about what's happening, are they going above and beyond on this?
Is that really hard to do?
Hitherto
Just make you confused on what's
hitherto means until now or until the point in time under discussion. There is a need to replace what has hitherto been a haphazard method of payment.
Do they know that they are selling toys to 40-year-old men?
Who have the brains of imbeciles?
That's my question. Okay? Steve can say he thinks he knew that was a word, but he's full of shit.
Hitherto.
I've heard hither.
I've heard
Come
hither.
hither.
I've heard two.
I've heard too, yeah.
Never heard them
Together?
combine.
Combined as one? That's just hither and. There's a word. Fuck it.
Well, I guess he's not the... I guess he's just a general. All right, I guess he's just grandpa. But son. Oh, my gosh.
He's a grandpa son.
Yeah. He's, I guess he's not running the faction. Shows what I know.
Well,
You can play with your toys however you want to, Travis.
you can.
Ooh, we're getting close, buddy.
We're okay.
I tried to give Bayou some time when I read that bio.
Yeah. I'm going to have to figure this out and take some really serious time. Figuring out how this fabric works, but I think it's something like this. It's gotta be. Yes. Yeah, this
Looking at a beautiful photo taken by the one and only Trevor
There you go.
Williams.
That'll work.
Good job, Nate.
Ish.
Mm-hmm.
That's not with me being able to spend a lot of time fussing, but
Look at these Legion cucks. It's real. Yeah, it's real. It's not a real word.
all right. One figure.
Prove it.
And this guy.
Hey, we're not done with this guy here.
Oh, what guy are we doing?
Are you still want? You don't want to be done talking about this
Oh,
guy?
I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
thought you
that
had
doesn't
gotten
work.
it.
There's nothing you want to discuss about him?
I mean, I don't know what there is to discuss. Because I don't know what you said.
You weren't paying attention at all.
No.
Are you a fan?
Yes. I think he's very cool.
Why have you not opened him yet?
Because I think because we already looked at him briefly when Jeremy had him here on the show,
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
Did we open him?
and so I had already had my hands on it before, and I wanted to.
So he's just got moved down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty
totally
much.
understandable. What do you think about that head sculpt?
Head sculpt amazing, but the pauldrons are really, I think. Pauldrons is just those are just. I mean, he's got freaking bat wings.
I absolutely love that he has her on his chest. Love that. So good.
He's an Illythia cuck.
Well, it's his mom, so I don't know if you should say that. I don't think that
The
works.
Pauldrons, it's like every step you go higher ranking, your Pauldrons become cooler looking and more detailed. This guy's up there.
So cool.
So,
All right.
yeah.
I guess moving on from the coolest one.
Well, you got more to
No, I'm
say.
just kidding. He's
You
not-
do.
I do love
You-
him, but he's not the coolest.
This one is one that I was really excited about, very excited about getting my hands on. Basically for all the new parts. I mean, I'm not saying I don't like what we got here. I do.
So
I
what
really
what
think
what are
this-
the new parts?
I mean, almost everything here. We've
Okay.
got lower legs, boots, upper legs are new. The chest, this neck piece, the pauldron. I mean, other than the basic parts of putting a legion together, the head's new, the hands are new. Okay, I don't think these are these new? I think they are. I don't think those wrist or those gauntlets have been used before either. So he is just him and you don't have Valak out here, do you?
You didn't bring that one?
I didn't bring that one. So, I mean, he's a cool ass figure the way he is, and he fits right in with the flock, and I think he just looks like a total badass. But as far as making, more stuff with Mythic with customizing and stuff, that is a gold mine right there. Gold mine of new characters that are wearing more leather than armor, and just amazing. Travis, well, you look like you weren't impressed.
I was not originally. He also was a figure that I was not like super sold on. Then as soon as the figures started rolling out and people started posting pictures of him, and I wish I could recall who said it, but someone posted a picture in the Cabal, I believe, and said that this is going to end up being one of the most sought after figures from this wave. And I saw those pictures and I was like, damn, I want to say it might have been Zarius. Ooh,
Xavier?
Maybe. When they put an X at the beginning of a name, like I immediately just kind of get confused about it. So, after seeing those pictures of him and then obviously seeing him in hand, I absolutely love the head sculpt. It just, to me, it's perfect. I love the whatever that helmet, or it's not even really a helmet. There's a lot about this figure I really love, but to me, it's all comes into that head. I understand for you, Steve, there's so much on this that you get excited about as a pop and swap customizer and all that. But like for me, I'm like, just that head sculpt alone I feel like it's a beautiful figure. And variety. It's another, I'll grab them. It's another,
Do you want me to go?
what's that?
Do you want me to go? Is
Go for it.
easy
Go
to
for it,
find?
sure. Yeah, it should be just right there on your left. You have another African American like descent. I love the hair. I love that the horn aspect on that headpiece that he wears. I just think that it's a beautiful figure.
Yeah, it doesn't do too much for me. Yeah. I could see him getting some repaint turned into like a Zelda, like a Link figure. I don't know. Maybe he's cool looking. Sure. Everything's great, but like he's just kind of meh.
Yeah.
You know me. I like monsters and shit.
Well,
so.
right. That's the thing with
Yeah, but I mean, as far as warriors go, like there's
It looks a
there's
little
got to
too
be
clean.
there's got to be at least
I feel like he doesn't wanna
5
get
different
dirty.
heads you can throw on that figure, and it just looks like a new, like a,
Oh,
you know what I
yeah,
mean, like
yeah.
Well,
like
yeah,
like
yeah.
like a army
that?
builder.
That's how elves are. I feel like they're elegant and clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Jeremy,
I don't like elegant. and
Jeremy,
clean.
I can't remember. Did you watch Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Did you love it?
It was okay.
What'd you love about it?
Probably like the monsters and shit.
Yeah. Did you like the elves?
Oh, they were okay, but
Yeah.
yeah, he's just like too clean.
Yeah. See, I feel like Cody just said.
I mean,
when
like if I was gonna lay down in bed, that'd be what I choose.
Right.
But
When I see those movies, and especially like the Hobbit ones, that while I did not really enjoy them as much, but when you've got the lines of the elves, and they're all standing there in their gold ass armor and just looking beautiful. Hey, did you check see if we got a box? Thank you. Hey, will you bring me another V8? Does anybody need anything? Drink? Anything?
good.
Hey, cold one out of the little fridge, please. Thank you, sir. Make Jaden bring it.
Jesus. Everything fell on the floor. It's alright.
I love the beautiful aspect of the elves. Like I love that they almost look like they're these regal, pompous dudes who are just kind of, oh, I guess we'll come out here and dirty our feet to fuck you guys up. And
Hair's perfect.
right.
Yeah.
I always kind of love that about them, and that's why I went crazy. Like I just the other day was going through, so I've made up the choice that I'm gonna try not army build anymore. So what that means to me is I might buy like 4 of one character. I'm not gonna buy 8 or 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So the other day I'm going through my loose army builder elves, and I'm like, you have 8 of them, and then I go to my shelf, and I'm like, you have 8 still in the package. What's wrong with you, dude?
Yeah.
Like, get rid of these ones in the package. Just enjoy the loose ones. But like Cody said, I was super excited about being able to create that line
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
these pompous gold armored wearing dudes, And I would say Lord of the Rings is one of the huge reasons for that.
Yeah.
And, reading Dungeons and Dragons books, stuff like that. I do love that figure, Steve, and like I said, he was one of the 2 that I probably was the least excited about, but now seeing him in person, I really love that figure.
Me too. Amazing.
So who's this that you're holding then?
This is Valak. Valak is the first character that came with
A bird.
a bird.
A little
Bird,
companion.
Bird. Bird's the word.
You missing something?
No.
Stealthy, nimble, and cunning, Valak the Tracker of the White Spine is often an early omen of impending doom. The first to scout out enemy territory, Valak relies on his Falcon Cinder to serve as an additional set of eyes and ears in the wild. With the return of Illythia, it is Valak's mission to infiltrate the kingdom of Xylona and to carve a clear path to Castle Silverhorn in hopes it will lead to its eventual conquest.
This bird is freaking sweet.
So this dude, it is, isn't it?
So sweet.
Dude, that,
So,
it's wearing those eye cover things.
Mm-hmm.
oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm not gonna do it.
Do it.
Everything they put out,
Yeah.
like literally everything they put out. Oh man, that's the sword that comes with a,
Yeah.
50 of the characters or whatever. I'm like, man, they really put some effort into that.
Yeah.
sword.
These are all like there's some works of art.
Yeah.
That's why we're here at 2 p.m. still.
God.
We don't have much longer though. We got like about 9% on the
iPad.
Whoa.
iPad. So
We'll make 9% last a long time.
We're good.
Oh yeah, we're plenty good. So, Valak, obviously falling into the vampire thing, I was all on board as soon as I saw him. I didn't need anybody to sell me. I didn't need anybody to talk about how cool the bird was. I didn't need any of that stuff. I was like, I'm in. I'm getting one. Like, I've got a shelf of vampires already.
Yeah.
I'm going to need a bigger shelf. It's just the way it's going to be. But I was totally in on the Vamps. So to get another example of them doing a little bit of something a little different, which is like this spy ranger, kind of character, in.
sure.
Yeah. Definitely in.
So this figure was the first figure I got my hands on from this way because Len sent me one in the mail, and this was the one. So I've had him in my possession for a little while here, and just super duper fun. I mean, I can't seem to get his pauldron plugged in, but
Sometimes it takes a little heat.
it's more like his dark colors I can't freaking see.
I'll fix the lighting in this room. I'll get on it, okay? Next time you guys come in here, you're going to be like, whoa, holy crap.
There it is. So what I really love is about him is obviously he's in the same boat as who we just looked at. Can't think of his name right now.
Grandpa?
No, him.
Oh, black guy?
Yeah. I know his name. I say it all the time, but I'm blanking out because I'm doing too many things.
Lord Bardrick.
Yes, Lord Bardrick. He's in the same kind of boat as, I mean, basically we're looking at all new parts again. Most of them are the same as his. We do get this cool piece here that fits so well over the pauldrons to make it look
That's nice.
really cool. And I'm almost done with him to give him back to Travis and let him put the bird on his hand. And but yeah, looking at new head sculpt. So basically, these guys are just killer. I mean, he's got the sheathed sword. He's got bow and arrow. Bird, you pop the hand off. You slip that bird over his gauntlet and pop the hand back on, and the bird's on his hand.
I did not realize how much I was going to love this black, like leather or black fabric material arms and legs.
Yeah.
But looking at them right now, I am really in on those.
You should be. So, I guess that brings us down to Illythia herself and her horse. Am I correct on that?
Yep.
That's a nice material.
It is.
There's so much about each one of these figures that really kind of helps set them apart for me, which I didn't. It's been so long since you ordered them, I just kind of forgot about.
Right.
I just forgot about it.
So while Trav is messing around with the horse, let's take a look at Illythia. We had her on the show once, but I don't think we ever had her all decked out completely.
We were getting her there.
We were getting her there.
Bird,
But
bird,
damn.
bird. Birds.
God, I dig those 4 extra arms on her. That's just.
So
and
then,
it
so
kind of
then what?
has that
So
Doctor Strange. You know what I mean? That
Yep.
the evil arms.
The purple on her is just beautiful.
Yeah.
The skin tones, the scales. Like, I don't even know what it all means.
But there they are.
You know. Isn't the soul spiller?
so are we gonna? We can get that bio read or what?
Jeremy, can you read the bio on her?
I'm here
Not
trying.
that I'm trying to get out of it by any
I'm
means.
trying to learn stuff here, and no one's telling me about this
That's
character.
like, I need this information.
You can hand the horse to me, too, if you want. But unless you're getting there.
Go for it, Jeremy. You got it, buddy.
I'm looking it up.
No, you need to go to Source Horseman. You're not gonna.
No, that's
Are
they're
they there?
Yeah, they're on here.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. But the bios are on actually on Big Bad Toy Store.
Cold
Oh,
and
really?
calculating in nature, the beautiful vampire goddess Illythia is the gracefully lethal personification of the eternal famine, which curses her vampiric children. Whereas Erethyr's rage is full of fire and fury, Illythia's touch is decidedly icy and silent. After waiting in the shadows, her reunion with her lost weapon, the Soul Spiller, has brought the apocalypse closer than ever. And just as Soul Spiller possesses the power to rob its victims of their life force, Illythia stands ready to drain the blood from Mythos itself. It's pretty dark, man.
So she's evil.
Yeah, she's evil.
This figure is just. I mean, it's just. They threw everything at it, but the kitchen sink.
My favorite part is just like at the top of her hat. We're going to call it a hat, by the way.
She's got like
The little skeleton guy with the scales.
The
and-
scales.
Yeah.
The level of detail is absolutely amazing.
Especially for something that they're just going to paint black. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, can you imagine when you flesh out some of the details on
Yeah.
that if you chose to paint that?
Even if you were to take like a silver or gold and just like brush
Yeah,
over, just
yep.
lightly brush over the parts that pop.
A little bit of dry brushing.
Do you guys? I've had a couple friends look at this and they felt like her upper torso, that's covered up there. They're like, wow, is that? They thought that was fabric as well because it's so well sculpted and painted
Yeah.
that it just really looks. It looks legit like it's fabric. Sorry about that taking so long.
better be.
I'm just scared of that. I don't even want to.
And this is Phobos.
Yep, our third horse figure.
I don't know if you want to put her on.
I absolutely do not. It's definitely a job for Steven. Definitely a job. This horse is also one of those things that I'm like, man, how could you be into creepy toys and not own this? Because it's creepy.
It scares me.
I feel like they did a great job.
I love it.
Putting the bat wings up there.
Well, and honestly, like this stuff starts to cross over. Like thinking about somebody like yourself or like Jeremy, like you could picture somebody that doesn't collect action figures and is walking through a toy show or a Comic-Con and seeing that freaking horse with those bat wings on its head and being like, I want that.
Yeah.
Like some of those moody goth girls that are walking around. They're like 14 and they're all mad at life. Seems like they'd love this show. Or this toy, I mean.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have the weapon in her hand. I think this is the Soul Spiller, right?
Yes. Yep. I did see someone asked in the chat, does the Soul Spiller come apart? And my experience with that is no. It looks like it could come apart.
Put this on the horse, like she's just having her.
Which then I could see where you could carry it two-handed. You would have one, because then I feel like I can understand where in battle that makes a lot more sense. I have not heated it up, but I did try to pull it apart without heating it up, and it did not feel like that was going to happen. So my recommendation would be don't pull. But if you have the ability to tweak some stuff, you are definitely
Yeah,
able
look
to
at
do
that. That's just beautiful.
Yeah. Hot.
Hot. Just gouges.
So now, is this the first wave of Mythic Legions that has had these horses?
No.
Okay.
Illythia was the first wave to have horses.
Okay.
Maverick said, watching this, I understand why Travis told me to bring $1,000 to Legion's Con.
Yeah.
I told him it was like minimum $1,000, dude.
That'll get you started.
Yeah. Well, and if you're coming in late on this wave, I feel like because of how old this wave is, I bet a lot of retailers underbought compared to what the desire is for this line. I could be way off on that, but I really feel like it will not be long where you will see all of the moose, all of the centaur, probably all of Phobos sold out everywhere, and those prices will just skyrocket. If you want to get these figures or you want to get extra, my recommendation is right now. Okay. Now, with that said, I am also understanding that I could be way off on that, but I just feel like these figures are going to be probably underproduced. And so looking at this wave, what figure do you think? I know we'll never know this number, but what is the figure that probably sold the least of?
I think possibly Varg. I heard very little hype about Varg.
That seems crazy to me, but I fell in love with him in the beginning, so I think you could be right. I think it's Lord Bardrick.
Bardrick?
Yep, Bardrick, personally.
Just because, I mean, just looking at it, like he looks like the the most basic out of all of these.
The basic's
these
the word.
crate-
I was gonna say boring, but
Yeah,
yeah, basic.
I mean, boring.
but he's
compared
not
to,
boring at
No,
all.
no,
but
but
when
when
you
you
compare him to
compare
the
him to
other,
this,
yeah.
Yeah. He's just it's like an elf dude surrounded by all these other guys.
But I also know where Steve's coming from too. When you look at these smaller, I mean, we personally have friends that like, I'm not paying that much for a dwarf figure.
Yeah.
Like,
Remember back in the old days?
yeah,
Wasn't it Kyle?
I think it
He
was
didn't-
actually Russ.
Was it
It
Russ?
could have been Kyle too. I mean, but
Didn't think they were getting their money's worth?
yeah, but I can understand. You know, you're talking. Well, I pay this guy's half the height of that guy, and I'm going to pay the same price for him.
Yeah.
You know, so if you just are looking at it with that lens,
But the tooling probably costs the same.
no, I'm sure all of it costs the
minimal-
same. The plastic
minimally-
the plastic's probably a very
Yeah,
small piece of what
yes.
it costs.
Oh,
you know,
for sure.
to make that figure. Yeah, but it is interesting to me from a standpoint of what will be that one figure that, and of course that's how I look at it too, because I buy and sell them. You know, so I have this weird thing of looking. Well, what's really going to be the? Because sometimes the figures that are the more, I shouldn't say sometimes, most of the time, and you guys know from it'll be series 7,
Yeah.
the last series produced of a He-Man line or whatever, and they make the least of that series, and those are the figures.
Yep.
Scareglow, Clamp
Yeah.
Champ, you know, those are the figures that
Real
become.
class.
Price,
Yeah, they become these high dollar figures that you're like, yeah, well, no one really liked them. Well,
Yeah, at the time.
that's why, you know.
It's so funny, the colors. Like, you look at the saddle on Phobos versus the Moose, and it's like, they're the same saddle, but one looks like it could be on a Christmas card, and the other one looks like it could be in a death.
On a Halloween card.
Yeah.
Fangoria.
Yeah. So,
Excellent freaking line altogether.
Christmas time, Krampus is going to be riding the moose.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
super impressed. I mean, it's the same typical horseman stuff. Just keeps getting better every single time.
Way to go, guys.
Yeah. Do you ever just try to keep it in the infield and not knock it in the stadium? Just once. Give us a surprise and lowball us on something.
How much did it pass?
Yeah. Right.
So,
All right. Is that it?
This is a very cool wave. I
Oh.
really like these figures.
Are you gonna
how
pick-
much?
yeah.
How much do you like them, Matt?
yeah, you gonna pick up some figures from Travis tomorrow or what?
Yes. I am probably going to pick up all the figures that Jeremy doesn't like.
Fair enough.
It's wild how a line can continue to amaze.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this fella right here is on my list. I don't know why I didn't get him when I got the other crap, but you know, whatever.
For those
Well, I think sometimes it's you're looking at your wallet. You're looking
talking
at
about decibelists for those at home.
Yep. When you, it's so easy for me to say, why wouldn't you just do the all in? Because of
Yep.
my experience, the fact that I know, even if you decide you don't want it, you just take it to a toy show and you put double what you paid for it, and you sell it that day for the most part.
Right.
You know, but when you start to look at a huge wave, it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he wouldn't have like space for like a junky one-armed Leo with no weapons
They all
that
have
he
their
has
arms.
3 of.
They all have their arms. Fuck off, man.
All right, guys, we gotta go. It's late in the day. Cody really wants to get home.
Thanks everybody that joined us on YouTube. Thank God that 1-6 was in here. Trevor was dropping some knowledge. Jesse, Maverick, Courtney joined to say, "Good Lord,
still doing that?
you're still podcasting."
Sometimes.
Sometimes we go hard.
Yep. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.